First I want to say that I have not misspelled creative here. I'm actually going to talk today about creating opportunities for yourself. In fact, I created this opportunity for myself today, and I wasn't scheduled to appear today, but yesterday I heard that there were a few slots open for speakers, so I threw my name in the hat and ended up on the stage today. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I have owned a couple of companies in the US, and I now have a startup in Finland. It's called TeamUp. It's the fan site for sports, music, and the arts. So check it out. We have a really interesting differentiator from the other social media. I've also led numerous fundraising campaigns for various organizations over the years, and have had quite a lengthy career in startup companies, actually about 25 years, but we won't talk about that part. Okay, so the first thing with success, of course, is that you need to have set a really high goal, have high expectations for yourself. And the bigger the goal, of course, then the chances of having success, because as you move towards that goal, a lot of positive things could happen. You might not reach that goal, but that's okay, because the things that you win along the way will be quite amazing. So set really, really high goals for yourself. And especially don't worry about people. If you come up with something really crazy you want to achieve, don't let the people who are saying, oh, that's not possible, don't do that. If I had €1 for every time somebody told me that, then I wouldn't be fundraising for my startup right now. So really set those high goals. And then part of success, you hear a lot about, having passion and so forth for what you're doing. I have 4 P's that I keep with me, and one is purpose, passion, positive thinking, and also perseverance, of course, is very important. The one today I'm going to focus on is the positive thinking. And positive thinking for me is just a way that I think about things in proactive problem solving. So everything has a solution, everything does, and there's always going to be challenges ahead of you. So you have to proactively think about how you're going to solve these challenges. And as you do that and you're successful and you do it again and again and again, it builds optimism within yourself that whatever the challenge is or whatever goal you want to accomplish, you're going to reach it because you know you can do it, and it gives you that confidence. And when you gain that confidence and you approach people about a particular opportunity or goal that you're trying to reach, they feel that confidence and then they want to be a part of it. And I'm going to take you through a couple of examples because I think it really helps to see concrete examples of what has worked and how it worked for me. I had a startup, and again, I'm going to be dating myself, and especially when you see some of the equipment that's on one of my slides, but this is back in 1999, and I had a medical software company, and I was going to the Microsoft Healthcare User Group meeting, and I was a value-added reseller for a medical software company, so it was really hard to distinguish myself from the others, and I wanted to get some publicity for my company. So I had this great idea. I woke up in the morning, was heading over to the venue, and Bill Gates was the keynote, and so I thought, well, I want to go, and yes, that's me back in 1999. I had this great idea. I was going to get a picture with Bill Gates, and I was going to get this great quote from him, and he was going to, help me sell my software. That was like my big dream. And our software had actually been nominated in 6 of 9 categories for awards, and we had won one award, and I was very confident about what we were doing. So I went there and I sat by the microphone, and I was the first one to stand up and to ask him a question on that microphone. And when he got to my question, or my time to ask my question, I said, I introduced myself and I said, we've been nominated in all these categories. We just won this award, and he's clapping, everybody's clapping. There's about 5,000 people there. And then I said, with all of that said, it would be really great if I could just run up on stage right now and get my picture made with you for my website. Well, the whole place, erupts in laughter. Bill is actually really embarrassed at this point, and he starts laughing, and he goes, I don't know what to do. Nobody has ever done this, at an event. But then he said, sure, why not? This is great. Well, this is what I wanted, of course, to get. But by the time I made it to the stage, this is what I ended up with. Richard Knopfsinger was the worldwide healthcare manager for Microsoft, and he gave me a great quote and was really positive. He said, Bill was back there waiting for me. But the thing that happened, I was mobbed by so many people. They were like, this is great. Why didn't somebody from my company do this? And congratulations on all these awards and all of that. And from there, it just grew. And, that reaching for the stars and getting the moon, what happened was, and this is what I was talking about, dating myself here. But what happened was a lot of the crowd followed us back into the exhibit hall, and everybody wanted to know about us. And I was a 2-month-old company, and I ended up outfitting my entire training center with free equipment from all kinds of companies that just wanted to be a part of us. So I went for the stars, and I caught the moon there. This is an example. I was working for a startup before I started TeamUp, and I was the chief marketing officer, and our CEO said that the best conference in the industry we were in, because we had a device that we were selling to telecommunications companies, was Broadband World Forum. But he said, Donna, forget that. We can't afford that. That's too expensive. So I went back to my desk and I thought, okay, what are we going to do here? We need to solve this problem. So many times when you're creating an opportunity for yourself, what you have to think about is how can you create an opportunity for the person or the event, in this case, so that they will meet your own needs. So the idea that I came up with was the innovation pavilion, technology pavilion. I called them up and I said, look, you guys could have this innovation technology pavilion and invite startups there for free, and because we can't afford to come there, and I'm sure your attendees want to hear about this, so this will be super exciting, and you could probably get a sponsor to pay for it. And he said, Donna, you had me at Innovation Technology Pavilion. We're going to do this. And this opportunity ended up being even better than a paid booth opportunity, because we ended up on the front page of the website leading up to the event. We got to pitch at the event. We had this wonderful booth area in the center of the exhibit hall. So. And there were actually 3 companies that ended up getting significant investors and going on. One actually has already done an exit, and my company was one of the ones that got an investment from a telecommunications company. Here's another example of having a need and then creating an opportunity. This is the TeamUp office, but this was before we had our furniture. And there was some used furniture there, and they said 5,000 euros. And of course, to a startup, I mean, how many people are working for a bootstrap startup in here in the room? A few, okay. Well, 5,000 euros in many cases, that might last you 6 months, so that's a lot of money to a startup. So we just didn't have it. So a lot of in my problem solving, I like to come up with 3 solutions and then just pick the best one and run with it. Well, my best solution was contacting this guy, Stephen Elop, and they had just announced that in our city there were 2,000 people getting laid off. And I thought about that and I said, well, okay, there's 2,000 desks, there's 2,000 chairs, there's all kinds of, equipment. So I contacted Stephen. And I said, we're this great little startup. We need some furniture. This could be nice publicity. You could help the startup community and furnish our offices. And they sent over everything that we needed. And they said, what do you need? I said, well, whatever goes in an office. We got trash cans, office supplies, microwave, coffee pot, everything that we needed. And on top of that, he had his head of communications write a blog post about us in the Nokia and Annie. So really amazing opportunities just by thinking, what it is, who has what I need, and then try to create something positive for them as well. One of the, I guess what my team has thought was one of my craziest ideas, we got ready to launch our product, and I wanted to have just an amazing launch event. And everybody knew what our budget was, and they didn't think, it was possible. But we're in Finland, and I thought, winter ice castle party, and I thought, white lights and ice sculptures and white furniture. I wanted white food. Everybody's going to wear white. It was just going to be this wonderful, beautiful, magical winter celebration. Well, we ended up getting the celebration that I wanted. We had many companies jump in with the idea. It was thinking big. I thought really big. I wanted to have this beautiful event. I invited the Finnish Olympic team there. We had the Finnish national basketball team. We had some of the top musicians in Finland perform there. We even had somebody donate a white baby grand piano for our pianist to play. And this beautiful cake that we had was driven by somebody that just wanted to be a part of it and drove 2 hours to Helsinki to deliver this amazing ice castle cake. So the key takeaways here that I want to end with is that there really is no limit. If you dream it and you want it, set the goals just super high, and absolutely you'll gain something from that as you take that path. And then if you can fulfill a need for somebody else, not just be thinking about yourself. And you get emails all the time from people, evaluate my product, give me this favor, do this or whatever. But if you can think about what they might be needing and you can incorporate that into your own needs, then you can create a win for everybody. And of course, that's really what we want to do anyway with our product is fulfill somebody's need. And then of course, use positive thinking. It's very important tool to have. And it's something that you can really develop over time. In fact, some of my kids are always saying, you don't have to solve everybody's problem, but my mind just now works that way. If somebody says there's a problem, then I'm already coming up with a couple of solutions for that. So use the positive thinking. It's really helpful when you're creating opportunities. And I think, we actually have a few minutes left. I'm surprised. Usually I go over. If anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer some questions from you guys. Any questions? None? Nobody? Okay. Well, thank you all so very much. I appreciate being here. And I'm going to be at the mentor hours later today at 3 o'clock if anybody would like to meet me then. And thank you. Okay.